You forged his name.
No, ma'am.
I fully believe you forged his name.
How did I do it?
In this video, this judge is tearing into this ex-wife who forged this man's signatures, all so she can sell their property right there in a divorce dispute, and she gets caught. You're not going to believe this.
Hi, pen. Hi, paper. Let's write Tim Ainley.
No.
So guys, real quick, I really want to show you exactly how it all got to this point. And so the big dispute here is the home, right? That is actually in the husband's name. This bitter ex-wife wants to sell the house, but she doesn't know what's left to pay off on the mortgage. And so she goes and tries to get that information. In order to get that information, she wants to pay off, right, information for the house. In order to get that information, she has to submit a document. It only can be authorized by him via a signature. And so what does she do? She forges the signature to get that information so that she can look into selling the house, which he does not want to sell and has been working hard to keep it out of foreclosure. Eventually, the judge takes a look at the documents and finds out that she did, in fact, forge those letters. But everything began at this moment when the husband first accused her of forging signatures to get unauthorized personal information about him. Check it out.
She said yes. So she emailed it to me, and my name has been forged on this paper. It is not my signature, and the owner is not Rachel Ainley as far as the loan goes, what's on the loan mortgage papers. So she forged my name on this paper to get the payoffs on my personal information.
Her name is Rachel Ainley. He's, of course, Mr. Ainley.
Ainley, please be quiet.
My ex-wife has signed my name multiple times when we were married. I gave her permission to do that when we were married. Nobody else knows my social security number but her. She knows it by heart. And on the November the 5th this year, she signed my name for release of my personal information on my banking information. It's I'm pretty upset about this. I mean, it's like a total breach of my confidentiality and everything else in my personal business.
Right.
The lady called me yesterday from a title company. Let me get I'm just nervous. A lady called me yesterday from a title company. She said, Mr. Ainley, we have a check for dividends for the sale of your property on North Boston Road. I said, a check for what? She said, well, we're closing on that on the 23rd. I said, absolutely not. This is in legal issues right now. I said, no. I said, I'm not getting a check. So, anyways.
So she began the process of actually even trying to sell the home.
I told her my name was forged to get the payoff and the information on this mortgage. And so she didn't say anything else. She hung up. But
next, the judge asks to see the documents.
Not one who has went to school, but I'm going to tell you just by looking at it, Miss Ainley, I'm going to tell you, you did this.
No, ma'am.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Where would I have signed it? I haven't been anywhere to sign anything.
Your name is signed on this.
I'm not
These
Rachel
dates
Ainley.
are Stop talking over me. You did this, Miss Ainley. You signed this, Miss Ainley. You signed this.
No,
you did this.
Lying woman.
No, ma'am. I promise you I didn't.
Oh, you can promise all you want. You are not credible.
Okay.
You did this.
Okay.
These dates are the same. This 11/5/24 dates are the same.
They're not, though.
They're the same.
You can call Katie. I'm not the one that signed.
I can call Katie?
Lock
Yes,
her up.
ma'am. I did not sign.
You didn't sign in front of Katie.
I didn't sign at all.
Oh, so somebody forged your name
Ma'am,
too?
I have not signed anything. I was supposed to sign with the title company on Wednesday and I didn't.
Oh, so I have two fraudulent transactions here. Somebody forged your name, your
Yes, ma'am.
social security number and yours. That's good. I need to let the district attorney know right now. We have 2 fraudulent transactions done.
Is she going to jail? It sounds like she's going to jail to me.
Not only do we have it for you, Mr. Ainley, but we have it for Mrs. Ainley too.
I mean, you could check signatures even. I don't sign like
I
that.
don't believe that at all.
Okay, that's whatever. It is whatever. Not next day's gonna change it.
Wow.
If I wouldn't have gotten these letters from these loan companies, from my mortgage company stating that these 5 lenders requested my payoff information, I would have never known that there was any type of fraudulent activity going on at all.
This is not fraudulent.
I'm looking at 22 CV 88, Rachel Ainley versus Timothy Ainley, your injunction request that you filled out. The signatures look almost identical.
Almost.
Identical.
Or not me, I promise. Forging signatures, risking getting felonies, no, not worth it. I'd walk away from the house before I do that.
She sounds like she's lying, bro. She obviously sounds like she's lying. Comment down below. Eventually, the judge gets tired of her and actually starts to hold her accountable. Check it out.
Where it's not fine. And quite honestly, Miss Ainley, I hear testimony and I see things that show you're not credible. I believe you're not credible.
Okay.
I fully believe you forged his name.
Oh, ma'am.
I fully believe you forged his name.
Would I do it?
Hi, pen, hi, paper. Let's write Tim Ainley.
No.
I'm not blind. I can see.
Well,
and
maybe
I've
we should have
taken
someone look at it then.
judicial notice. I've been doing this job a long time.
Right.
I look at your signature on 2 documents where
Yes.
you've signed.
Look at his.
I have. It's
I
not
don't-
his
It's
signature.
not mine.
Sounds like a
This
kid.
is your signature,
No.
Rachel
Can
Ainley.
you call Katie? I didn't sign.
Then you were not looking to sell this property because this is what it took to sell the
I
property.
can't sign. You told me we couldn't sign
Sign what?
the papers yet.
You didn't sign the papers. This was to try and get a payoff, to try and get the offer.
I've made
what
no
you
attempt to
got.
get payoff. They do.
So the payoff is the document that lets you know all the figures so that you know how much profit you'll make after you've paid off the mortgage, right? The loan for the home, just to make things clear. And so she's trying to muddy the waters there and be like, I didn't sign any documents for selling a home. She's like, no. You went and got the payoff information and you signed those documents illegally. The attitude that she's right now showing in front of the court is like she knows that, hey, this is my house, right? The courts are on my side in family court. The worst they're going to do to me is maybe not give me what I want. As a man, you're in there sitting up straight. The guy, he says, I'm nervous. The husband's nervous because he knows he has to be on his best behavior. I don't think she's even afraid of going to jail over this, which is insane.
The company does. I make no attempt. I have not made any attempts.
Need payoff, please.
It's sincerely Katie, not Rachel. And Katie is wherever that is.
Miss Ainley, the more you talk, the more you're digging your hole.
Okay, well, I'm not going to say anything. I'm telling you.
I strongly encourage you not to,
A child.
because this is all taken down
Okay.
and this is a transcript and the district attorney can get this transcript.
Okay, that's fine. Because I don't have anything to hide. I don't. I would have plenty of witnesses, but you didn't want kids here.
I said, bring witnesses.
I wouldn't put my kids through it.
And I think that that is the best thing that you could do
That's who I had.
as a mother, because quite honestly, that was a terrible,
It was.
awful thing that happened at that other
So by
hearing.
not bringing them, I have no credibility. So just order what you're
No.
gonna.
Imagine a court. This sounds like the last court let the children come and testify. That's insane.
Just want it done.
If either of you put your children in the middle, you are awful parents.
That's why they're not here. That's why I have no witnesses. Because all I had was my kids.
No, you don't. Miss Ainley?
Yes, it was. It was.
A baby.
You can stop crying because tears,
I'm not crying because of that.
again,
You're
telephone.
not listening.
You're not listening. Stop crying. Stop that. Telephone pictures say 1,000 words. Stop it. This
order
boo-hoo,
what you're gonna-
cry means nothing.
Okay.
See? No tears. Nothing.
Oh, I got none now.
I know, because they're not real.
Oh, yeah.
I don't
Okay.
fall for those
Okay.
tears. So now, do you have any proof or any evidence? Because quite honestly, right now, there's nothing in your favor.
I guess not.
Shout out to the judge.
Because I fully believe, Mr. Ainley, I truly do believe you walked out with nothing. I believe you walked out, quite honestly, with the clothes on your back. And with what you said, you had a couple shirts, a couple pair of underwear, a couple pair of socks. You had nothing. Quite honestly, gonna be blunt. You were quite, not so smart. You've never been smart with this lady. You've never been smart with this lady.
I agree.
You've let her control you and take everything from you. Because when you are here and you came here with your divorce, you came with this exhibit of personal property that you wanted to retrieve, and it's bare bones. It's not really that enforceable. You should have went that day or very soon after that day to retrieve this personal property. And then when you went back with your attorney in front of commissioner to retrieve your property, and it's very clear in that hearing that commissioner said 2 dates and 2 sets of times to go retrieve your personal property, which Miss Ainley said today, I didn't know, which was a lie, because she knew, because it's very clearly there in the minutes.
Ma'am, I said it wrong. I didn't know he would show up because he was set to come before and he didn't show. He was set to come in June.
All right, so we're gonna move on to the final part, which where the wife is made to pay $64,000 plus dollars to the husband as part of the court ruling, and this amount is to be paid from the proceeds of the home.
In this divorce, it's hard to find credibility. And I'm awarding $15,000 because I do believe that is a penalty. Because I do fully believe that Ms.
And if the home isn't sold, she awards ownership to the husband as of the following day.
Amy fraudulently signed his name. So there is a total of $64,368.71.
64,000 what?
$64,368.71. That is to be paid to Mr. Ainley from the proceeds of the sale of the home. If the home is not to be sold, if it's not sold tomorrow as expected, then the court is going to order that the home is going to be remitted over to Mr. Ainley for ownership instead of Miss Ainley.
Your Honor, the latest to close was December 30th.
Thought it was gonna close tomorrow.
We were supposed to, but he refused.
Well, then it can close.
If they're willing now.
If not, then I'm ordering that, if it doesn't close, then, ownership of the home, turns
Then
over to
How
Mr.
do I
Ainley.
how is that fair to me and kids?
How is it fair? Because I fully believe you signed
I
his
did
name.
not.
I
What do I
fully
have to do to
believe,
prove it?
Ms. Ainley, I fully believe that you have destroyed his property,
Mm.
I
that
did
you
not.
have burned his property,
Mm.
that you have sold his property, that
Mm.
you have thrown away his property,
Mm.
that you have done everything to keep him from having his property,
Mm.
that I believe that you have done everything,
Well, if somebody goes to the house, you'll see it's
and
not
you have
true.
been totally
Okay,
vengeful.
The judge wants to curse this woman out, but I think she knows Jesus. I can tell. You know, she's tapping in, Lord help me, please.
Now,
So you think? Yep.
he can go and retrieve his property, and if all, Mr. Ainley, you have the ability to go to the property. You're still at the property, Miss Ainley?
I won't be.
When? You're out of the property? You've moved out of the property?
I will be tomorrow.
You've moved out of the property
I
tomorrow?
won't stay there.
So are you moving out of the
Yes, I
property
am.
and you're living somewhere else?
I'm going to, yes.
Okay,
I don't have a choice.
all right. So you can go to the property tomorrow and retrieve all of your property.
Time,
You can look all day. She's not going to be there anymore.
What
And
if it's
apparently
locked?
the house is going to be sold.
what if it's locked up?
Well, you would have the ability to, you would have the ability to have a locksmith come and go into the property.
Your Honor, what if he takes more than what's his?
He is ordered to only take his property, and that would be anything that is on the list that you have. He is not to remove anything else but anything on that
happen.
list.
I will make sure I have a witness with me and take pictures, ma'am.
All right, so you can go tomorrow and you have all day if you want.
That's that. Of course, I'm curious to know, what do you guys think? Leave your comments down below. Listen, if you are a man today and you see all this stuff happening, you know, a lot of people wonder, Trisha, how can you as a young man still value marriage? Still want to do your best to provide a two-parent household for your family. Now, I don't get upset over what other people do with their lives, right? And I don't think, I mean, you could do what you want, but to the men who value marriage, to the men who still look around and you think to yourself, okay, this is something I want to take a risk on with everything I see around me. What I have taken the initiative to do is do my best to help out in one way, and that is fathershaverights.com. If you head over to fathershaverights.com and use the offer code REVIEW, you get access to the #1 guide to drafting a solid and legally binding prenuptial agreement. I believe you need a prenup, especially today. A lot of these issues can be discussed outside of, child support, can be discussed and agreed upon via a solid and legally binding prenuptial agreement. And I have 2 expert attorneys in there guiding you on where to start and how to accomplish that. And that's for my men out here who plan to get married very soon or currently engaged. There are steps you can take to limit your losses. Loss is loss, and it's going to happen in life regardless, even in a marriage in case of it not working out. But you want to take measures to limit your losses, right? Of course, guys, appreciate you. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.